Okay, this will be brief, hopefully less than 15 minutes, or I will be cut off at the end. Um, an overview of how to use your Plazas iLearn Learning Center. To start, once you log in, of course I didn't go to the login screen, but it's hlckia.com, and you'll go to your login screen and you enter in your information, and you'll go to, this is my student workstation. So that I can give you the same perspective, or I can see the same thing that you would see as a student. I'm actually enrolled in this class. So I can click here, the course name, or I can click here on the book to open the iLearn Learning Center. Now, default view that comes up, when assignment calendar, that is, if assignment calendar is selected, I don't think, if nothing is selected, I'm not sure what the default view is. I think it's just the ebook. But here I had selected assignment calendar previously, and the default view, until you change it, is view by date. And as you can see, for this current date, nothing is due this week. And that might give you a false sense of security, thinking you don't have anything to do, because what you might not know is all the due dates for all the assignments in a chapter are going to have the same due date. That's how I usually do it. Maybe there will be one or two assignments with different due dates, but everything will have the same due date. And I don't want you to wait until the day before or the day of to try and submit something. So be sure to change to the View by Chapter tab, viewing pane, and then select whichever chapter you would like to look at. Here we have Capítulo 1, and that shows you everything due in this chapter. Toward the bottom, I want to show you, you will see the exam and the speaking test. And this may not apply to you depending on which class you're in, but for sure my dual credit class will have exams here on iLearn. And this is where they are found, at the bottom of the assignment calendar. Scroll underneath to after the lab manual exercises, and you'll see exam and speaking test. And this will tell you, see, these two have actually different due dates. Now, you can also see if you've done this particular activity, and if so, what your score was. A check, I'll tell you right now, means that it's a credit-only activity, so no matter what you may have earned here, you're going to receive 100% credit as long as you've answered everything. Let's see. Graded activities, on the other hand, will show the actual number of points you have earned. Okay, now going back to the top, I want to show you, these are all, these gray icons and activities indicate textbook activities. It does not explicitly state textbook activities. Here, you don't have any kind of abbreviation here. It just begins with the chapter number and then the exercise number, or the chapter number and then the subdivision number as well as the exercise number. So in this case, it's chapter 1, en contexto 1, exercise 1. If you scroll down, you will come to the workbook exercises, and a little further down, the lab manual exercises. Now, they are indicated by this pink icon, the pink book icon. And if you click the exercise, of course, it's going to go to that exercise. Okay, so here I'm in the workbook, and I'm going to this exercise. But now I'm on the activities display. So let me go back to assignment calendar. Again, everything at the top that's indicated with the gray icon, the gray book icon, is textbook. Everything below that with pink is going to be activities manual activity. Now, I want to point out to you here, activities manual activity is the same as eSAM or e-student activities manual or lab manual workbook. Workbook and lab manual are lumped together here as activities manual activity, and also in your results area. It's simply called student activities manual here, but if you look on the drop down menu it says ESAM. So it's a little confusing as far as going back between those terms, but once you figure it out, I think it'll be fine. This consists of workbook and lab manual, and this is textbook activities. Now the textbook activities, if I go back to my assignment calendar, as they are listed, all of them are at the top, indicated with the gray icon, except for the exam and speaking test. These are included in textbook activities, but they are listed at the bottom of the list of assignments. Also remember that everything that's assigned will have this green A. You may not see a due date. You might not see a due date. Once I've checked everyone's work, I might clear the due date. But if it has an A, it's assigned. The default view is to show all assigned activities. Okay, if you uncheck that, you'll see there are many activities that are not assigned. There are many that are assigned. However, you can see that I don't assign everything. So the default view should be view assigned activities only. Now that's one way to see all of your work that's due and the due dates for that chapter, including the exam and the speaking test here at the bottom. The other thing I wanted to point out is if there's a red dot here, that means you've completed it, but it requires instructor review. So you see a check mark here, but there's still a red dot, and so I don't know what your score will be until I have opened it and graded it. This one shows that you have a score of 100%. Even though it is a graded activity, it's auto-graded, and I know that you've already earned, well, not only that have you earned a 100%, you might have earned 75% as far as the actual score, but since it's marked in green here, and you've received 100%, that tells you that that was a credit-only activity, and so you've received 100% credit, even though it's marked with a check here, and even though you may have missed one of the answers. That may be a little confusing, so let me know if you're ever confused about that. Most credit-based activities that are marked with a check, you're going to get 100%. That's just the way I've set it up. But if you see one that is marked with red and there's a 0 here, that means I have not graded it yet. Okay. So that's the assignment calendar, where you can see everything that's assigned in that chapter, including textbook activities, workbook, lab manual activities, aka ESAM, and then at the bottom, exam and speaking test. Now, ebook, this is of course where you go to see your your online book. Click here, and it opens with your table of contents. I want to show you, this is a scrolling hand, so you can, once you open to, I'm going to go to chapter 1 in the classroom. Okay, I can get this guy and just move around the page if you want to. This is to highlight. Now, I'm not sure if you're able to highlight in your book as a student, because I know I can highlight in mine, but I don't know that it shows up in yours. I do know that if you go to, okay, let me go back to table of contents, and I'm going to go to a page that I know I have added some things, a repasar. Okay, now this will show you where you have an assigned activity. Okay, see, I'm hovering over this A with the mouse, and you can see the text box above it says complete textbook activity, due date 9/23/2014. Okay, the same with this one, same due date, same here. These are YouTube videos that I have linked to the page that might help you. Here we have learn to count 0 to 100, which is here, and you can play it. It's from Senor Jordan. He's really good. And so there might be other videos like that. I really haven't added very many at this point. But if you see that icon, that's what it means. There's a YouTube video. And so this tells you this is, like I said, one of your textbook activities. If you click it, you can go directly to the activity and complete it. Let's see. El domingo es un día. So at the beginning, you are going to put the definite article, and in the second blank, it wants you to put the indefinite article. So that's just one example. Anyway, so that's your book. That's how it looks. And you can go zoom in and so forth. You can zoom to the selection if that helps you. Also, okay, index toward the back here. That's helpful. Or content. Of course, I'm still zoomed in. Zoom out. Okay. So that's your ebook. There's also the mobile ebook, which I'm not going to show you now because I'm limited time and I'm not on my mobile device. The activities button, this is helpful because it also will show you everything that you're assigned. It just will not show the due dates. You will have to select the chapter that you want to look at. So let's look at Capítulo 1 again. Everything listed up here, above workbook and above lab manual, these are the textbook activities. You click it to expand, as always, and you'll see that not every number is listed here. Not every exercise is listed because I skipped from 1, 2 to then 4. So only the assigned ones are listed below here. And you can complete the activities like this. You can go to workbook and complete the assigned activities here, and so on. Then you go to lab manual and you can see the different activities. And again, the exam and the speaking test, these are included in textbook activities, but they are listed at the bottom of everything else that has been assigned. So just in case you're confused and you're looking for them back with the other textbook activities, up here they are not there. They're at the bottom of the list of activities. So you can click speaking tests and you'll go to that. You can click, it's also called examen de expresión oral. You can go, if you go to the exam, start. Now you will have this warning, you're about to start this, and so on. Don't start it unless you're ready to complete it. And if I click the information button here, it tells me exam due 9/30/2014, 100 points, and so on. If you ever have technical problems and you accidentally abandon an exam attempt without submitting anything, you can let me know and I'll reset it for you. Okay. However, if you do take the exam and it's set to display the answers after you've submitted it, I cannot reset the same attempt for you because you've already had access to the answers. I mean, that's only fair. Okay, so back to our activities page. I want to take this time to show you, depending on which class you're in, you may have additional assignments that I will post on iLrn, and they will not be on the assignment calendar unless you know the date that they're assigned. So for the extra assignments, such as oral assignments, you will click supplement. And this only applies to one of my classes right now that I have oral assignments, but this is where you will locate them. Oral assignment 1, oral assignment 2. Okay, so that's the activities button. Now I'm about to run out of time. Now I will go ahead and go to self-tests. Here's where you'll take your pre-test and your post-test for each chapter. Once you've completed it, you can visit a personalized study plan. That's very helpful. Video library. This is where you can access the different videos for each chapter. These are also located within the exercises themselves. Okay, I'm going to stop for now.